Hello, welcome to my little tutorial for making an builds and animating in Flash. So I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible and not too wordy. So far we have a little drawing here. If I turn off these layers, that's my sketch. There's my design. I've got that on a separate layer. And I just went and drew over top of it, so I've got my nice clean line art. Now I'm going to make it into a build. So I'm just hitting Q there for my select tool. I've already turned some of these into symbols. So I've named it mbody. Go back to scene 1 here. I haven't composed the head yet because that one's a little bit more complicated. So far I've got this piece and I've got this piece. I'm going to grab those together. Right now they're just groups. So a group is sort of made by, if I scribble something here, select it, hit Command or Control G depending on if you're on a Mac or PC. And now I can pick that up, move it around. If I go into it, my paint is there. So I'll just get rid of that. But I want these together in a symbol. So I'm going to hit F8 for that. I'm going to name it M head comp for head composition. Okay. So now I want these to actually be all separate, so I'm going to hit Command Shift G, which, okay, it's not breaking it apart. I'm going to break it apart. I've been using PC hotkeys. They might be slightly different here on my Mac. So I want my eyes to be a composition so that they can have little blinks. So I blink. So I'm always putting the name of my character or an abbreviation of it at the front, because if you have multiple characters, I don't want their symbols to overwrite each other. So say if Hook is in here, I don't want Hook's eyes replacing Emma's eyes or vice versa. Could be funny though. It is. I've had entire heads just replace arms and sparkles and stuff. It is hilarious, but not helpful. So, and most importantly, the mouth. And mouth comp. Again, things that I'm going to have sort of more animation in, I tend to name comp, but it's not necessary. You could just name it mouth. And nose. This doesn't really need to be a symbol, but it'll make things easier, just for the way I'm organizing things. And brows. Now, generally you might want 2 separate eyebrows, but this isn't that complicated of a build, so you can put each one onto its own symbol so that you can control them individually and have single eyebrow raises. So now I'm just going to distribute to layers. Sweet, they are all already named for me. That saves me some trouble. I just gotta name M head. So in this case, I'm not going to be animating the hair, so I've left it all as one symbol. I should also just turn this into a symbol just for organization. And there we go. So now another important thing, and this is why it's important to have that sketch in the background. So I have this X here. I want everything to be positioned so that wherever that X is, that's going to be the default rotation or transform point. So now I'm going to move it back to where it's supposed to be via the sketch. So now I can rotate this, yay, and it'll rotate from the general neck point. Now, and then the other thing I can do is if I want to rotate it from somewhere else, say here, whee, I can now double click and it'll reset it to that original rotation point, which we will see why that's important when we get to animating. So just reset that back. Okay, so now I am going to go in here. So the most important thing that we're going to do is the mouth comp. That is what this tutorial is mainly about. And I do not need multiple layers. So make a new frame, get this going. Got teeth layer. My open mouth layer or frame, and trying to do it as little drawing as possible, so just super lazy about this. Probably don't want that tongue changing shape, but whatever. Okay. Okay, not the best mouth loop, but whatever. It'll function for the purpose of this. Get my F there. Okay, so now she can talk. Just gonna move this over a little bit. All right, so now we have a head comp. We are going to be, yeah, sure, enable auto recovery. I'm going to be super lazy about my legs. I'm going to just duplicate this layer. I have a hotkey set to flip this. Do I? No, I don't. So, modify, transform, flip horizontal. Oh, I probably should have set my rotation point first. I'll go in and do that now. So I've already made this into a symbol. I want this to rotate from, you know, where most legs rotate from. So I'll just reset that. That should be okay over centered. Go into my arm. Do the same thing with this. And I actually do want that arm or that hand to be its own symbol so that I don't have to redraw hands all the time. Sometimes you have this outside of the arm comp and just part of the main comp. I'm having it as part of the arm today. So 8 and hand. So we are going to maybe do something not so great here, and again duplicate that. Oops. And see. Wait, no, don't have to do that. Modify. Transform. Flip horizontal. Bring that over here. That's supposed to be underneath the body. Make sure that's layered appropriately. Okay, I'm going to cut back for a second here, color everything in, and then we'll get back and I'll show you how this all works. Okay.